Hello and welcome back. In this module, we'll be discussing another paid traffic vehicle, media buying. Now, what is media buying and how does it work? Media buying is different from owned or earned media. It plays an important role in marketing, especially for those in internet marketing. Media buying works in a way that you purchase the most strategic and advantageous slots and spaces for the advertisements of your product or service. Media buying options may range from newspaper ads to primetime television slots, as well as online banner ads. For this particular module, we will be focusing mainly on the internet marketing context, which involves online banner ads. When you generate traffic through buying media, there are four important factors to consider. Identify your budget, the product being advertised, your target audience, your campaign goals. Let's go through each component one by one. Firstly is to identify your budget. If you've just started out with your business, it's better to scale small to ensure that you do not go over budget. Be detailed and calculate how much you're willing to spend on an advertising space, how long, and why. Secondly is to identify the product being advertised. You must be clear and direct about what product or service you're offering. For instance, if you're selling traveling packages to New Zealand, then your advertisement should direct your audience to a landing page giving more details towards your offer and not a generic page. Thirdly is your target audience. Who are you trying to reach? Who is your target market? What are their demographics? Answer the following questions to determine who they are. This will aid you in identifying the best site to advertise your banner. Last but not least is your campaign goals. What are you aiming to achieve with your banner ads? Is it to generate traffic? Is it to create awareness? Be clear of your objectives so you can measure the campaign's success in achieving your goal. Once you have your ad or banner on display, you're not only responsible in driving traffic to your website and converting to sales, you also have to ensure that you continue to optimize the advertisement's performance throughout the entire span of the campaign. That's why it's important to determine where and when your ads should appear. This requires strategic planning to ensure that you do not waste your resources, time, and money. This way, you're able to generate and sustain continuous traffic to your favor effectively and efficiently. In the following modules, we will be providing you with useful tricks and tips on how you can gravitate traffic to your cause. Welcome back. In this chapter, you learn one of the most important strategies in ensuring your media buying campaign's success. The proven way is to reverse engineer your existing resources. What is reverse engineering and how do you go about it? Reverse engineering simply means that you work backwards. Instead of crafting a brand new plan for your media buying campaign, you make use of the information and resources that are readily available. The key here is to model what already works. This saves you a lot of time and money, as you don't have to reinvent the wheel and work with what is already there. Let me give you an example. How do you drive traffic towards your ads campaign via a specific site when you do not have any traffic to begin with? Most ad campaigners don't realize that the source of traffic is already there. Online users are constantly navigating from site to site every minute. It's your job to figure out which site or page they're viewing and how to redirect them to your website. One way is to reverse engineer from your competitors' campaigns. Identify their offer and their audiences. Have you come across a website with a banner promoting specific benefit, such as slimming ads or supplements? These ads are from affiliates or business owners just like you, and if you ever stumble upon an ad which has already served the site for quite some time, chances are the person behind the ad is making a boatload of money. Therefore, it's important for you to work backwards and pinpoint what exactly are their secrets in managing profitable campaigns. All you need to do is find where the existing traffic stream's at and get your message across. In the next module, we'll be digging in deeper into 5 essential variables that will be your foundation in setting up your successful campaign through media buying. Hey there, and welcome back. In this module, you'll learn the 5 distinctive variables that will ensure a successful online campaign. Before coming up with your campaign, there are 5 variables that must be taken into account to assure that you're on the right track. It's also to ensure that you maximize your return on investment and minimize your losses. That's what defines a strategic business owner. This module applies the reverse engineering strategy shared with you in the previous module. When your ads aren't working, refer back to the 5 variables and remember to not have more than 2 unknowns out of the 5. If you do, it'll be hard for you to produce an effective ad to lure massive traffic. The 5 distinctive variables are: 1. The demographics of your prospective customers. 2. The offer. 3. Your landing page. 4. The source of traffic. 5. Your ad copy. First are the demographics of your prospective clients. Before putting up your banner on a specific site, you must identify who's your target audience. As stated in the previous modules, identifying your target market is one of the key factors to an advertisement's success. What's the point of advertising without anyone even being interested? Therefore, you need to get your demographics right. There are 4 points of information to gather. Who are they? Where's their location? What site are they on? What are they interested in? The answers to the questions will give you a bigger picture on how to strategize your ads and which site to display them on. If you put the right offer in front of the wrong demographic, it won't convert. The second variable is your offer. You must be sure of what your offer is. What are you selling? What are the price points? What are your upsells and downsells? An effective way to model your offer, of course, is by reverse engineering. How? Go through or purchase your competitor's offer. Yes, that's the ultimate secret. It's a form of research where you don't have to devise a new plan entirely for your business. Instead, you tweak your offer according to your competitors. When you found a proven model, go with it. Why waste resources and reinvent the wheel? You can tweak and improve it later when you've made boatloads of cash. Third is your landing page. The landing page is the most important page in the sales funnel. Your landing page is where the prospective clients will be directed to after they've clicked on your ad. The landing page needs to provide information on what you're selling, where it can be in the form of videos or previews. Whatever it is that you're planning to do, cater towards your audience and what's working for them now. Always observe the market, work backwards, and adopt a landing page that's already successful. Let's move on to the 4th variable, which is your traffic source. As mentioned in the previous module, most ad campaigners don't realize that the source of traffic's already there. Online users are constantly navigating from site to site every minute. The question is, how do you redirect them to you? Last but not least is your ad copy. The ad copy is equally important as the other elements, as it's the gravitational factor that influences the prospective clients to decide on whether or not they should click on your ad to know more. It determines your click. There are 3 ways to write a persuasive ad copy. The first step is to use the AIDA model as a guide to write your copy. AIDA is an acronym that stands for Attention, Interest, Desire, and Action. It's an approach used by advertisers to describe different phases of consumer engagement with an advertisement. The second step is by commanding attention to one big idea. This means that you need to focus on your headline. The headline will be the first thing your consumers look at, even before an image. A good headline focuses on your biggest product benefit. Thirdly is by promoting readability with short and broken sentences. Your sales copy needs to be easy to read. Your readers don't want to make an effort in reading your content. Remember to master these 5 variables and maximize your potential by reverse engineering. Hi there, and welcome back to another module of the Media Buying series. In this chapter, you'll learn the importance of identifying your direct and indirect competitors. When you venture into any business, there's always competition. Therefore, you have to take a strategic step by identifying who are your direct and indirect competitors, especially those who are a step ahead in the business, and are creating massive profit day by day. Why is conducting a competitor analysis necessary? First and foremost, when you have an idea of who you're competing against, you will take the initiative to take it up a notch. You can use the information that you have to improve your business performance when you compare it with your competitor. You're also able to identify gaps in the market. Most important, you can leverage on your competitor's traffic source as you now know what the audience is willing to pay for. The same case applies when you choose to advertise your product or service via media buying. There are two types of competitors. One, your direct competitors. Two, your indirect competitors. First, let's understand the direct competitor. Your direct competitor is defined as the company offering the same product or service as you are. For instance, if you're selling health supplements, you notice that Company A is also selling health supplements. Meanwhile, your indirect competitors are those who are offering an entirely different product or service than you are, but they are catering to the same demographic. This means they have the same target audience as you do. Let's illustrate an example. As stated earlier, your company is selling health supplements, catering to a specific audience. In this case, let's say your customers are focused on elderly folks ranging from 50 to 70 years old. For Company B, they are serving the exact same audience as you are. However, they're offering a different product. Company B is offering a fitness course for their customers. What you need to know is there are sites or applications that allow you to track your competitors' performances. One such software is SimilarWeb.com, which is free and practical for those who want to have a rough idea of how their competitors are doing. If you want to dig deeper and have a more detailed description of your competitors, then you can opt for WhatRunsWhere.com as well as AdBeat.com. To subscribe to this site, you have to pay $200 per month. Among the useful information that sites provide regarding your competitors include: what is their niche? Where are they generating their traffic from? Which referrals or advertising platform are they using? For example, Taboola.com, Alternative Daily? Which site are they purchasing their ads from? How many visits do they have on their landing page? When you have gathered the information, you can figure a way to model it to fit your campaign. Be more innovative and add more value to the products or services in the gaps that you've identified. Remember, driving traffic is about 90% offer, as Internet marketing specialist Russell Brunson puts it. When you've got the right offer at the right place at the right time, you'll surely generate the amount of traffic that you deserve. Hi there. In the previous modules, we discussed on how to reverse engineer and model your offer plus useful tips to drive traffic to your campaign. Now, in this module, you'll learn the steps to start creating your banner and managing your first offer. The first step before creating your banner is to identify your budget. To ensure you're working within your budget, use Ad Network to generate and run your banner. Ad Network is a company that connects advertisers to websites to host their advertisements. When you opt for their service, they'll continuously run your banner in every site possible, but that does not determine your success in generating traffic. The cost of advertising through Ad Network is quite high. Unless you own a multi-million-dollar empire, you may be spending an extra $10,000 to $30,000 to run your ads on multiple sites. Therefore, start small by scaling it small. Keep these 3 simple steps to ensure your banner's success. 1. Determine the size and style of your banner. 2. Connect to an ad server. 3. Set up an even delivery or frequency cap. First and foremost, determine the size and style of your banner ad. A lot of people make their very first mistake by choosing the wrong banner size for their ads and wasting their resources. Select the standard size, which works perfectly in all sites and is great for starters. The size is 300 by 250. Secondly, select your banner style. There are various banner styles to choose from, which may range from editorial, video, tabloid, handwriting, and many more. When selecting your style, make sure to align it with your campaign, as it's also a factor to drive traffic. I know some of you may not possess the expertise of creating your own banner. To save time and cost, you can hire freelancers to design your first banner for you. There are 3 sites where you can hire freelancers for good quality work: $20banners.com, freelancer.com, upwork.com. After creating your banner, do test runs on your ads. This is when an ad server comes in handy. An ad server is a paid software that helps you in test running your ads on different sites. It will do all the labor for you, where it helps you track how many views, clicks, and purchases that you've generated after the run. This tool is very practical and saves you a lot of time. Some of the ad servers you may consider are Ad Shuffle, Site Scout, and Zito. After running your ads, take note of the results and how much clicks and the sales you've been receiving. Consequently, to maximize your return on investment, set up an even delivery or a frequency cap for your ad. What does that mean? It's a setting to control the number of times a customer views your ad in a specific time frame. For even delivery, you determine the most effective time to run your ad. For instance, when you have test run your banner, you realize that during the weekdays there are less visitors on your site as compared to weekends. Therefore, you only set your ad to be viewed on weekends, so you don't waste your resources. Meanwhile, for frequency cap, you determine how many times a customer views your ad in a day. If they view it multiple times as well as clicking it, but they do not result in purchasing your product, it may also be a waste in resources. Hence, you may want to allow only a one-time viewing per day per customer for your ad. Hi there, in this final module, we'll walk you through the steps in testing out your ads. In the previous media buying module, we explored testing small and scaling small. When you are new in the business, it's better to test your ads in a small quantity and not waste your resources. So how do you execute that? First, test run your banner ads on multiple sites starting small with 3 to 5 websites. This way, it's possible for you to track your ad's progress effectively. Your tracking includes how many views your ad generated, how many clicks received, and most important, how many customers were interested in navigating to your landing page. Did it result in a purchase? Next, ensure you come up with various banner styles to test run your ads on multiple sites. Have a collection of 10 different banner ads with different styles focusing on the same theme. Your styles are to have a mixture of editorials, videos, and cartoon banners, or others. This is to ensure that when you test run your banners, you're able to observe which one performs better compared to the rest. Let's illustrate an example. For your first campaign, you see from 3 banners above, the cartoon banner has the most clicks compared to the others when run on multiple sites. Therefore, you can maximize your return on investment by focusing on one particular banner that works for you, in this case, the cartoon banner. However, it does not mean that you should discard the other banners. You can still experiment with the other banner styles for your next project and test run it again. Next is for you to apply the 2 times conversion rule. A lot of people usually give up on their first campaign when their banners do not generate any traffic. My advice is to be patient and apply the 2 times conversion rule. This simply means when your cost per ad, CPA, or how much money you invested for your product is $100, run your ad until you achieve $200 in return. Then decide whether to carry on or to stop. This means you have to break even and you have not wasted any of your resources. Making sense of the whole process, optimization is key when it comes to internet marketing. To recap the whole media buying process: 1. Design and create your banner in multiple styles. 2. Test run in multiple sites. Start small, preferably 3 to 5 sites. 3. Connect to an ad server to track your progress. 4. Identify which site and banner generated the most traffic. 5. Focus on what works to maximize your return on investment. I guarantee when you've mastered the art of media buying, you'll find it's a game where you figure out a new and effective way to generate your desired traffic. All the best! Hello and welcome to another module of the Paid Traffic series. In this module, you'll learn about solo ads. This module equips you with the relevant information to generate traffic via solo ads. First, the basics. What are solo ads? To make it simple, solo ads is a form of advertisement sent out to an entire or a portion of an email subscriber list. The rule is you are purchasing your intended audience or targeted traffic in the form of a mailing list. Your main goal is to drive them to your landing page. You may also purchase solo ads to promote an affiliate link. Where do you find your targeted audience on your intended mailing list? Generally, when you have ideal audiences in mind, you have two choices. You may deal with a solo owner where they have already established their own mailing list in a specific niche. You may also contact an ads broker who acts as an agent for this business. This will be further discussed in the following modules. When you purchase a solo ad, the emails sent to your audiences are dedicated emails. This means the emails revolve entirely around the product or service you intend to promote. The emails are focused on a particular niche area depending on the product or service advertised. This may range from the selling of supplements to fitness campaigns. In a nutshell, solo ads work best for those intending to drive quick traffic in large numbers. This can be applied in context where you are about to launch a product or if you need traffic to be sent to a web page immediately. In the next module, we'll be talking about how solo ads work in detail and how and where to purchase your solo ads. Hi there and welcome back to the Solo Ads series. In this module, you'll learn how to generate and purchase your traffic via solo ads, specifically focusing on solo owners. Mentioned in the previous module, in order to search for your intended mailing list, there are two approaches. 1. Solo owners. 2. Solo ad brokers. What's the difference between the two? Solo owners are individuals who own their own solo ads. They've established their own mailing lists where they will sell a solo ad to you, and it's dependent on your market. Usually, solo owners will charge you by cost per click or CPC. This depends on how many customers are interested and click on your email for further information. Having said that, there are some downsides in opting to purchase your traffic from solo owners. As the name suggests, solo owners are only solo owners. Initially, most of them do have a specific mailing list for marketing and business purposes, but as their mailing list expands, many people inquire to purchase their lists where they have turned it into their main niche. Therefore, they are only interested in making money by selling their lists. Sometimes it's even possible that their mailing list doesn't even correspond to the advertisement that you intend to sell. This means you may be wasting your resources as you're promoting your product to the wrong audience. Secondly, certain markets or niches have very few solo owners as the market can be relatively new or it's not been explored much by consumers. For instance, markets that cater towards very specific products for very specific audiences. Example, supplements to control the sugar level of diabetes patients. As a result, you may find some difficulties in generating or finding suitable mailing lists for you via solo owners. Another drawback is, as the solo owners are charging you based on CPC, the conversions may be low. As stated earlier, some of the mailing lists would not entirely hit the bullseye for you as the audiences are a mismatch. Now, you've understood solo owners. In the next module, we cover another vehicle to generate your traffic, which is solo ads brokers. Hey there and welcome back. We explore another initiative to generate your traffic, which is based on solo ads brokers. By the end of this module, you'll be able to weigh your choices in generating traffic. What are solo ads brokers and how do they aid you in generating traffic? Solo ads brokers are individuals who may manage 20 to 30 mailing lists assigned by their respective owners. They observe the progress of each list carefully. They're also known as the agents of solo ads, just like how real estate agents function in the property investment scene. They know which lists are active and which aren't. They also have an idea of the list's interests and how many clicks are made per list. They are paid by the list owners, and they will usually charge you a base on cost per thousand, CPM. Therefore, you don't have to worry about the cost as it is highly unlikely for them to charge you unreasonably. How do we measure CPM? CPM is a jargon referring to the cost of media vehicle reaching 1,000 audience. We will be discussing that in more detail in the following module. Usually, how solo brokers work is they advertise you on the traffic you should purchase based on available lists. When you test run your solo ad and you find it is not generating the amount of traffic you want, you can always go back and discuss about the problem that you're facing to your solo brokers. They are more than willing to help and compensate for your loss by doing what they call a make good, where they'll try to improve the situation. They'll either provide you with another mailing list or they'll give you discounts in your future purchases. It is in their nature to ensure that their customers have a good experience. That's because their goal is to sell as many lists as possible to the right market, and they want their customers to come back and make another purchase with them in the future. They want to be in the business for the long haul. This kind of transaction is also made available through Facebook Solo Ads group. It can be a public or a closed group. In a particular group, there will be solo ads brokers or vendors, as well as the buyers. The brokers advertise the lists that they sell. Meanwhile, the customers who purchase the lists can publish testimonials on the group's page. Therefore, the members of the group will get direct feedback, and this will enable them to weigh their selection of lists. Examples of solo ads Facebook groups are as follows. 1. Solo ads and funnel clicks market. 2. Solo ads, ad swaps, and email marketing. Again, one of the drawbacks is that solo ads brokers are also dependent on the market. You need to scout around to ensure you're dealing with the right broker where they provide you with the intended audience. Different markets have different solo ads brokers. Don't waste your resources by making the wrong choice. Hi there, and welcome back. In this module, we provide you with the golden rules to ensure your solo ad success. The two rules focused on in this chapter are to identify your target audience and secondly, to be specific in your advertising. When you intend to launch a product or service, you have your own target audience in mind. Without any consumers, there's no reason for you to even think about the product in the first place. The same case applies in solo ads. You have to know which market to focus on and whom you are servicing. The first golden rule: identify your target audience and be familiar with their demographics. For instance, if you're selling skincare products that specialize in getting rid of acne, the questions you want to ask yourself are: which age group are you focusing on? Are you focusing on males, females, or both? What type of products are they purchasing? What sites are they interested in and looking at? It's important to identify these factors as it'll aid you in being more specific towards your advertisement goals. As a result, you're able to effectively generate the kind of traffic you want. By identifying your market, you're also able to select the market where people congregate for a specific cause or interest. After you've identified your target audience and you find a mailing list that works for you, remember to keep going 2 times bigger than your previous round. For instance, if you purchase 50 subscribers on a list and it works for you, continue with 100 subscribers for the next round. Continue to do the same each round until you have accumulated your ideal list for your advertisements. But always remember to not drastically go for a huge solo ad if you're relatively new to the scene. The strategy is to scale it small and to go bigger each time. This way, you don't waste your resources on gaining unwanted subscribers. Now, the second golden rule is to be specific in your advertising. A lot of rookie solo ad users happen to be vague in what they're selling, thus confusing the audience. First and foremost, be clear of your purpose or goals of the email. Do not confuse the readers by making them wonder what your offer is. Clarity is key. Cut to the chase. Another important pointer to note is to stay true to why the audience opted into your list. For instance, when your solo ad directs them to your squeeze page, make sure that they get what they came for. If your squeeze page is giving additional information on your skincare product, don't send them an ad on slimming pills. Yes, it happens. When you fail to deliver relevant information to your audience, it can go 2 ways. They either hit the unsubscribe button or worse, report you as spam. It's important to not only generate and drive traffic to your page, but to sustain and build up your lists as well. Hey there, and welcome back to the Solo Ads series. In this module, we'll be focusing on another golden rule where you can't afford to miss, which is knowing your numbers. When we talk about numbers, it all boils down to two major components. One, identifying the cost to purchase your solo ads. Two, tracking your progress. In any business, it's vital to identify the costs invested in your product or service. This is to ensure that you adhere to the budget and do not go overboard as a result, wasting your resources. When you have invested, the next step would be tracking your progress to identify if your investment generated profit or loss. Now, some people may think it's unnecessary to track your progress when you're only dealing with solo ads, but trust me, it pays to be systematic and calculative, especially if you want to go big. First and foremost, let's identify the cost to purchase your solo ads. When purchasing solo ads, you are usually charged based on cost per thousand. That's CPM. CPM is a marketing jargon and is the most common method in pricing web ads. It refers to the cost of a media vehicle reaching 1,000 people in audience. Some solo ad sites will charge you based on their fixed rate. For instance, it'll cost you $1,500 to advertise to a mailing list of a specific size. The M in CPM represents the Roman numeral for 1,000. The CPM formula is as follows. Cost of 1 unit of media program divided by size of media program audience times 1,000. Let's illustrate an example. The mailing list size for Market A is 100,000. The price for a solo ad referring to Market A is $10,000. Therefore, your CPM would be calculated as follows. CPM equals $10,000 divided by 100,000 times 1,000, which equals $100. This means it'll cost you $100 to reach 1,000 audience in Market A. The cost to purchase your solo ads is dependent on the market. But remember, our rule is to start small and grow bigger as you go. Do not pay a fortune if you are still new to the scene. After you've paid for the cost and your ads are up and running, it's time to track your progress. What you need to do is create your own method for tracking, where this can be effectively done with Microsoft Excel. Get to know your numbers and, most importantly, your results. Did you hit the target? If you did, then congrats. If you did not, then this is when you backtrack and detect what went wrong. You should track your progress based on the following points: number of clicks on your landing page, sales accumulated, pending sales, the cost of advertising, profit gained, net results. Always remember, numbers don't lie. We've come to the final chapter of the Solo Ad series. In this final module, you'll be testing out your ads. From the previous modules, we said to test small and scale small. As a beginner, it is unrealistic for you to be too ambitious and spend your resources on a market you're uncertain of. The first try is always the hardest, and it won't guarantee you the results you wished for. Therefore, be strategic in your solo ad journey and test run your solo ads frequently through a small sample. For instance, when you found a particular mailing list that suits your market and the sample size is 100,000, what should you do? For the first run, you should only take up to 10% of the solo ad block, which means you select 10,000 lists from the entire block. This gives you the chance to track your progress and observe your performance. You are able to identify if the solo ad is in fact the suitable market for you. If it didn't work out the way you planned, devise a new plan and improve. Most important, you are not taking a risk you can't afford to handle as you are scaling it small. When you figured out the game and set up your game plan, my suggestion is to gradually increase your solo ads by 10%. Do not scale it up drastically. Remember, consistency and sustainability is always key. As mentioned earlier, from the 100,000 subscribers, you have had your test run of 10%. Continue to purchase the next 10% from the same block and test run your ad again. If you found out it is working for you, then go for the next 10%. This is how you should test run and scale your solo ad if you're relatively new in the internet marketing scene. Keep going and increase your momentum by 10%. Once you've got the hang of it, it's smooth sailing from there. Test small, scale small, and then go bigger.